Hey everybody, Fifth Horseman here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and we are in a very low orbit over Moon. If you recall at the end of the last episode, I had some problems getting with the landing gear on this guy, and yeah, the only fix was to move the ship so that both landing legs, two landing legs, were supporting it on the downslope instead of one. Every time I disconnected, if it was only one landing leg, it went through the surface. And when I disconnected and it was two, they were bent over so far that it looked like this thing was going to fall over. So rather than risk it and actually start the recording software and everything, I figured I would just take off and then come meet you up here later. So Jeb is orbiting the moon. It's using a lot more fuel to get off the moon than I was hoping it would. Hopefully, I won't use too much more to get connected to my space station. But I do have to do an orbital plane change and all this crazy stuff. So it might be how would you say, interesting. But we're gonna leave him alone for the time being. We're actually going back to the Space Center because we successfully got our Kethane base all set up and everything. And, well, except for the upside-down habitation module. But we have earned a science unlock. And, gee, there's so much good. I really want this bad. But I kind of want a rover because I think I'm going to try to fix my... I think I'm going to try to fix that habitation module. I'm going to try to flip it over with winches. And I have an idea with a rover to do just that. I don't think I need a rover to do it, but it would be a lot easier. Plus, then I'd have a rover. And, you know, who doesn't want a rover? So, what's this? Oh, yeah, we don't care about that. Yeah, I think I'm going to buy this. What is this thing here? The external seat, which is actually perfect for the rover. So, yeah, I'm going to buy this. Ooh, we got more stuff to unlock. Oh, a gravioli detector. Jeb's favorite meal is graviolis. And a computing nose cone. Don't care about that. And a couple more wheels that I don't really care about. Okay. So, let's go to the VAB. Let's build a new ship to go up there. I think what I need is a different type of lander. And I don't know exactly what that's going to be yet. But I'm going to build that, and I will be back in a little bit. Okay, are you ready for this? Fairly standard lifter, kind of what I had before. I took the solids off because I don't think I'm going to need them because I'm lifting less stuff into space than I did before. However, I do have extra landers, and I also stretched them out a little bit, so hopefully that'll take care of that. Same RCS as we had before. Oh, one thing. There's a docking port down here instead of a separator. One-man capsule, because I'm only ever going to go up and down with one man. I might as well save space on that. But then there's also a three-man capsule. And then there's this and a car. We're taking a car to the moon. Rather than explain to you in detail all the thinking behind this, I'm just going to let you watch it unfold as we go. So let's head out to the launch pad. Okay, we have our new crew, Jorzer, Donor, and Nuzor, who you've seen before. Let's see, let's just go ahead and throttle everything up. In my test launch, this went very nicely. So let's go in 3, 2, 1, launch. Looking nice. Okay. Yeah, this is basically the replacement crew. Jeb, Bob, and Bill are going to be coming back in this module here. It's got a parachute on it. And it's also got a docking port right here. Actually, it was on the bottom. I don't remember. It's got a docking port on it. That's the important thing. Yeah, it's on the bottom. And it's going to dock with the ship that Jeb's in right now, and that ship's going to come back and then dump them in the ocean somewhere. Or perhaps on the South Pole, because I haven't seen that yet. One of these guys is going to be the ship pilot here. The other guy is going to take over space station duty. And the third guy is going to take over down below. Down below, we have an upside-down base, and that's what this little car's for. It's got a winch on both sides, if you look at it here. And it can attach one of these winches to a pylon and the other winch to the base. And in theory, let's do our gravity train. Oh, geez, wasting fuel pulling these things up while I'm talking. If I screw up the launch, I guess I gotta launch it over again. I won't show you that if I do. But yeah, it's got a winch on either side, and what it can do is... Actually, I don't want to pull over that much yet. What it can do is attach one of these to a pylon, attach the other one to the top of that house, and I think flip the house over. That's what we call Plan A, is that it can flip the house over. And we're about to drop our fuel tanks here. There they go. Goodbye. But this thing takes a little while to get into orbit because its thrust to weight isn't ideal. We'll put it that way. So I'm going to get these guys into orbit, and I will meet you up there. Okay, well, we've got a pretty good orbit here. We've also got some empty fuel tanks and some full fuel tanks. The thing is, I want all the fuel to be up in here. So I'm going to bring this fuel all up here. I'm thinking about using the fuel balancer, actually. But the thing is, I don't want to leave this in an orbit where it can get in the way. I'm just trying to keep things from from getting used or from not getting used up, I should say. Problem is I have a ton of fuel. I think actually I might have enough fuel to crash this into the moon. I might just drag it up there with me. I really hate to do it, to be honest. But it has so much fuel left in it. Yeah, let's go ahead and tack fuel balancer it. Hey, we're in space. Okay, liquid fuel. The guys that are at 100 need to be ins. And oxidizers. Transfer in and transfer in. Okay. So now these will stay full. So when this guy runs out, that's when I'll decide what to do about him. And I think I'm actually going to just disable his engine. And we've got a minute and 55 seconds to apoapsis here. As we are pulling a decent amount of dead weight, it might take a while to... Let's see. Yeah, we still push the apoapsis, which is important. So let's go ahead and crank up time here until we're, say, 30 seconds away from apoapsis. I'm trying not to use the skipper anymore because the engines on the side here do have a better efficiency. We are still pushing the apoapsis at 38 seconds, so let's go ahead and keep that. Let's go down to 20 seconds. There we go, that's better. We're still losing time, but we're so close to an orbit that doesn't really matter. We just don't want to put. I don't want to push my apoapsis too high above 80. Here's the deciding point here. Once we get up to about 30 here on the periapsis, I'm going to cut the engines. Okay. Do I want to drag it all the way to the moon, or do I want to lose this fuel? You know what? I'm going to pull it into orbit. I changed my mind. 82 by 81. Looks good. Okay. Yeah, with just 303, it's not going to be enough to get us all the way there, because, yeah, we've got a meter per second per liter of fuel, give or take. So this is only 300 meters per second. I'm looking at, this is 14, this is 14, and then this is 3, and that's about equal to our total delta V. So we are going to drop this guy here in orbit. And what he can do, let's decouple. And what he's going to do is when I do need to collect stuff, my little automated collector can come and take the fuel from here for itself. So that's not bad. It's not bad that we're leaving fuel up here. Okay, let's see where the moon is. I'm not going to make you sit through this because you've seen this many, many times. We don't have a ton of battery power here, so I'm not 100% sure if this is going to work, but that's about it. And we should... It's not going to be a 3-minute burn, that's for sure. Actually, I guess it is going to be close to a 3-minute burn. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim at it. And then I'm going to turn off SAS, and I'm going to go into speed mode, and we're just going to try it. And presuming everything goes okay, which I suspect it might, I will come back to you when I am done. Okay, well, we have our moon encounter. It's not the best encounter ever, but I really don't care that much. We'll deal with that when the time comes. We got stuff to do. We have this thing here. Okay, here's the deal. Here's the big plan. Is I'm going to decouple this node here, right here, and then I'm going to set this as my target, and then I'm going to control from here. Then I'm going to flip my ship around, turn the ship around, and oh, docking port alignment indicator. I love this mod. Everyone should have this mod. If all these things are lined up, then you know you're all lined up. Okay, and I'm going to now go towards my ship. See, and you notice how the fact that these are lined up tells me that everything's good. Whoa. Oh, wait, I want to go this way, damn it. Or do I? No. I'm better at docking than this. Thing is, I don't really need to worry about it that much. Because this thing will snap on pretty easily. And... boink! There it is. Now it's on the bottom of my ship. And the reason I want it on the bottom of my ship is because when I do get to the moon, it's going to land on there. It's going to land on the bottom of the ship. So, we are now done with this guy. We're pretty much set to go until... let's set the moon as our target. Might as well fix this while we're here. What are we at? Negative 1.1. Let's make that 0.0. There we go. Let's go ahead and... oh, wait. We need to control from here. That's important. That's a 4-second burn in 6 minutes. No biggie. Oh, I want to turn off RCS. Don't want to waste that. Although we have plenty. I don't usually use very much RCS. Okay. And if you're thinking, hey, but there's no docking port up here, how are you going to dock? I'm not. This guy's what docks to that. This is only here to bring the guys home. So, let's speed up time here. We are at 0.0. Okay, good to go. Okay, now... come on. Doesn't really matter what I click on because ideally I just clicked on Jeb in orbit, but no. So let's go find Jeb in low Kerbal orbit here, or low Munar orbit, I should say. Fuel station base. We should probably rename him to Return to Sender. Okay, Jeb, a rename vessel, a Return to Sender. Okay, and his first job here is to get connected to the orbiting space station, which is right here. So we're going to set that as our target. And then here we are going to do a massive burn to get ourselves aligned with him as a target. Actually, it's pretty good. Negative 0.4. Let's tell you what. I'll fiddle with this node. You've seen me do this a million times. I'll be back when this is done. Okay, well we have a nice burn here planned. It's 225 meters per second. It's just we're wasting lots of fuel here, but it's what you got to do. So I have no idea how long it's going to take, but I figured you'd want to see cruising over the lunar surface here as we go. Okay, we're getting pretty close. Oh, hold on, I got a pizza. Okay, sorry, I had to run to the door and get a pizza. So let's see, we're 3 minutes away from our maneuver node here. Let's go ahead and get to, let's say, 30 seconds, and then we will do a test burn to see how long it'll be. It can't be a minute. It just can't. The mere concept that it might be a minute makes me laugh. 30 seconds. Okay, so we'll get down to 15 seconds, and we will burn again. And we're just going to do what this maneuver node says. But if you look, the idea behind it is to not only align it, but also get a close approach over here. Might as well kill two birds with one stone, right? But because of that, we want to be pretty accurate with it. And the vertical velocity indicator is again in the way. Okay, pretty much perfect. So now we just have to wait until, well, not wait, but we have to probably at our... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to burn prograde a little bit just until we get a touch on the orbits. There we go. Now the orbit right here touches. So now we can, oh, if we don't do anything, yeah, see, we can't really do this because actually we can do that. That's gonna, yeah, that's fine. Okay, we'll do that. When we get here, we'll do this, and that'll get us within 0.6 kilometers on the next orbit. So let's go ahead and aim at that. And how are we doing as far as solar panels? Well, we've got a full electric charge, so they must be in the sun. So let's crank up time. Make sure we got our maneuver node in the thing. Yep. Sadly, it's all in the dark, but what are you going to do? I just noticed I said that the new ship has a wider base, but it doesn't. It just has 2 extra landing struts. I forgot about that. Oh, these aren't supposed to still be on here. Probably should have done that while I was in a collision course with something, but who cares? Okay, this is a tiny, tiny little burn, so we're just going to go right down to 0 here. Okay, how do we look now for our next encounter? Looking good. I can't see it because there's too much stuff in the way. Yep, 0.8 kilometers, that's perfect. Okay, so let's add a closest alarm. 1 minute is fine. And it's the next thing to happen. We're gonna have to speed up when the time comes, so yeah, no biggie. We're already aimed in the right direction to do that. So let's crank up time again. Let's watch the moon go by here. Whoa! Oh, that's my debris. That's funny. Oh, I think it just crashed. Sweet. I think it crashed into the surface of the moon because I fired it backwards. That's pretty awesome. Okay, here we are. We're at retrograde to our target. We're only moving 18 meters per second relative to him, so it's going to be another tiny, tiny little burn. Let's see, he's this way? There he is. A kilometer away. Looking good. We can basically wait until he's almost there. This is not a very efficient use of our fuel. But there's not much you can do. I think it would be a better idea to get the base into an equatorial orbit and then just because I had the worst connectivity to it and I didn't feel like waiting. Okay, let's go ahead and kill our orbital velocity relative to the base. Okay. Now, we want to aim not at the base. This is... Yeah, well, actually, we've done a rendezvous before. We've just never done a docking. This is actually my first... Well, I actually just did my first docking. Didn't I? With the car, but that doesn't really count because it was just undock, flip around, and redock. I mean, that's easy. You don't have to line stuff up. But it's been a while since I've docked. 2.21 was the last time I docked. Here's our base. Okay, and of course it's not in the sun, but it looks like I want to aim myself this way. Whoa. Come on. I want to be heading towards this direction to it. That way I pass it on the side that has all the goodies. And then when I get close to him, I'm going to get my velocity as close to 0 as possible. Yeah, we're only 20 meters away. This is pretty good. Okay, and... yeah, we basically can't get better. So, now we're going to jump to the station. We're going to find him. We're going to set him as a target. Then we're going to turn towards our target. Oh, wait. No, we're not going to turn towards our target. We're going to use this. We're going to control from here. Then we're going to aim this at our target. And then we're good with that. So now let's jump back to Jeb. Set this as our target. Control from here. And now we want to aim... Oh, did I lose my target for some reason? There we go. Now I want to aim at my target, and everything's aimed up, at least mostly. So we're going to rotate so this is nice and sideways. We are going to turn on RCS, and we are going to thrust this way. I'm bringing this dot over onto this by thrusting towards it. That's all I'm doing. And then I'm also going to go towards it a little bit. Okay, now I want to kill all my sideways velocity. And I think I screwed it up. I did. It's so easy to do. Yeah, see, I want to get my little aim thing here like this. One thing about docking is you never want to go fast. You're not in a hurry. Nowhere to go. We're not busy or anything. Just two ships passing in the night, heading towards each other. And when they get close enough, boom, look at that. Barely bounced. Okay. Now, oh, he brought this up with him. Oops. That's not ideal. But anyway, Bob and Jeb are together, which is cool. Okay, let's fill up the fueling station a little bit here. Let's go in and in. Give this guy... Might as well give him all of the fuel. And come on, there we go. In and in. And while he's filling up, the next thing that's going to happen is in an hour and 10 minutes, my fuel lifter is going to enter the moon's sphere of influence. And then we're going to do our burn to bring it down. And it's got to come and meet up with the space station here. And there we go. Okay. Now, this ship has no fuel, and it's going to have some fuel, obviously, to get back home. But for now, we'll just leave it like it is. Okay, let's see if we can fix this a little bit with a burn here. I'm wasting so much fuel to do this. Nah, that's not good. Let's just do that. And we don't even need to wait for it. We'll just go up and do it. We'll just get aimed at it, and then we're going to do the burn. Okay. And this is... I wish I had paid more attention while I was doing this burn. I could have made it so much better, but what are you going to do? Look at all these. I don't know why it thinks that there's no connectivity to the moon when my periapsis is continuously getting closer to it. Why it jumps away like that. But it does. Let's get this down to 50, which is where we want it to be for our connection with the base there. Okay, that looks good.